What's up, guys? Vlogging with Disabilities is finally back. Y'all know my ugly face. This is AJ.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Finally out of the hospital.
About time. That's 2 years of my life I'll never get back.
But let's be honest, that's 2 years of your life you probably don't want back.
Yeah, true.
But, brief summary on where the hell I've been. Uh, Shit's been crazy over the last 3 years now. Because I think that was the last time I put out a video. Um, I'm still in the poly lifestyle. However, I am no longer with Mindy. Um, that is not a situation I'm going to get into in this video. However, I might get into it when we do the poly series videos. Um, I do not have a schedule. I'm basically just going to do videos when I feel like it. But there are going to be videos going back on this channel. This video, however, it's going to be a rantish, talking heads type video. Um, we might end up being all over the place. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, but it's okay to be all over the place sometimes, especially when you need to talk about a subject like this. You need breaks, you know?
yeah, but some things have happened recently that I really need to get out of my head, and I thought, what a better way to do that than talk to you guys. And yes, I'm going to be vaping a lot more in my videos. Vaping has saved my life. I have my own dedicated channel for that. I'm not doing anything other than vaping, vape related in these videos. But you don't like it, you know where the fucking door is. Um, and don't let it hit your ass on the way out. I don't want to hear it in the comments. Oops. Chocolate on my shirt. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
But
Didn't mean to blow anybody's eardrums out.
you know, one thing that the main focus of this video is going to be my apartment. Well, our apartment, excuse me. Because they are doing some skeevy shit. And this channel is designed to help people in the disabled community. Because I don't want you guys to get stuck in the situations that I'm stuck in. I want to help you guys avoid that. And yes, I know for whatever reason the camera's backwards. Just roll with it, okay? Um, but like I said, this apartment has been doing some skeevy fucking shit, and it's really pissed me off. As you guys know, this shit, I haven't done any videos in this building. I don't think, not for this.
We did one, I think, that video where I was on call with you guys.
Was it here?
I think so.
Well, anyway, I've been living in this building for about 3 years. It's privately owned, but it falls under the guise of public housing because they do get offered subsidies from the state. So we don't pay the full rent for this apartment, which believe me, for the size and the way they take care of it, the rent they want for this place as far as full rent is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
You know, there's no way anybody in their right mind would pay, what is it, $800?
$1,400 for this
For-
place.
$1,400 for a place like this. No. I would pay, if I was gonna pay $1,400, it would be some place like,
Well, let's just be straight here. $1,400 isn't even most people's house payment.
yeah, that's very few people's house payments. But if I did have to pay $1,400 for a place, it'd need to be someplace like, oh, I don't know. I could conceivably see, for somebody in our situation, that being JDE.
I wouldn't even have paid $1,400 for that. Like I said, $1,400 isn't even your average house payment.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, as in comparison. This is way less worth that than JDE was.
Yeah. And I mean, we might get into that because that's a whole nother subject that bugs the shit out of me. But it probably won't be in this video.
Let's face it, babe, this is going to be a long ass video, so it might.
Excuse me, I over vaped on that one. Well, no, I'm not going to do that for this video because it's a different subject entirely. But it might be something we get into in the future. But like I was saying, I'm giving you a little bit of backstory here. I've lived in this building for 3 years now in 2 different apartments. One was on the 3rd floor with Mindy, and this one on the 7th with AJ. Now, for those of you that may not know, for public housing for them to maintain the subsidies, they have to do 2 annual inspections a year that are required by law. And what those inspections entail is to make sure, your windowsills are clear. That way, if the fire department has to come in through the window, they can get in. You can safely navigate the inside of your apartment, and, cleanliness of what is their property, like stove and refrigerator. And when I say what is their property, I mean like the outside of said refrigerator. The inside of it is none of their business.
Yeah, it's like the outside.
Until you move out.
Yeah, like the outside of your refrigerator, the outside of the stove.
The stove. And as long as your counters aren't completely ridiculous. However, where they have gone above and beyond in what I feel is an abuse of power is, and I grant you, because of COVID and everything, they didn't do any inspections last year. They actually haven't done any inspections since the end of 2018. Again, because of COVID. Because COVID hit right at the end of 2019, which would have been when they started doing their annual inspections. And like I said, they didn't do that because of COVID, and they didn't do any the year previous. So, I might have understood, 2 inspections at that point, because They have their main management inspection, which is the people that that are on site managing the building. And then corporate comes in from wherever they are, which isn't even in the state. I'm just going to be straight up about that.
They're somewhere back Midwest, I think.
So I could have understood maybe 2 inspections back to back, but we have had 4 in 2 months. And that is where I'm getting very pissed off. Because, like I said, what they're doing is beyond the scope of their allowable ability.
And we're about to have a 5th one next month.
Because, like I said, what they are allowed to inspect is your entryways are clear, your windowsills are clear, and you can safely navigate your apartment, and there's, no major damage. They have to allow some damage because we are physically disabled, and this building is not specifically set up for people with disabilities. There's actually very few buildings in this city that are, well, in this county really, that are specifically set up for people with disabilities. As far as I know, there is only one entity in the county that does it, that's specifically set up for people with disabilities. But like I said, we've had 4 in the last 2 months, and they've been delving into how I keep what would be considered my property. And I'm going to let AJ talk about that, because if I do, I may put my fist through the monitor.
And we don't want you to do that, Bed. Well, they came in first inspection, and they were like, your desk is too messy. There's too much clutter on the table. There's too much stuff on the countertops in the kitchen. There's too many boxes piled up against the wall.
Now, mind you, as you can see, and if you followed my channel for a while, I'm in a wheelchair. So is AJ. There are certain things that we have to keep in reach because we do not have aids 24/7. We really don't need aids 24/7. So yeah, there are certain things that we have to keep it within our reach.
Like, we need to keep, some bowls and some cups in our reach so that we're able to make our own dinner. We need to keep our drinks within reach, not shoved back up against the wall where we can't get to them in our chairs.
Not to mention the stuff that we need to keep for our daily care.
Yeah, that needs to be easily reachable. And sometimes that easily reachable is on the counters, is on a table, is on his desk where we can easily see it and get to it.
Now, mind you, The first inspection they did was the management inspection. That was with the managers that are on site. And they told us what the issues were. And I had issues with a few other things, but I was like, okay, whatever, they're being hounded because they've just opened up state inspections again. They're trying to be compliant so they don't lose the subsidy. Whatever. I rolled with that. Well, we have a housing coordinator that came in and did the second inspection. And this is where the abuse of power comes in. The housing coordinator came in and said, this is wrong, that's wrong. You need to be more organized. Excuse me, organized? Private property. None of your business. You didn't pay for my desk. You didn't pay for any of our shelving. You didn't pay for my kitchen table. What I keep on it and how much I keep on it is none of your business. So she did that. Then about a week or so after that, she said, or no, when she did that inspection, she said she'd be back in 2 weeks. Well, exactly 1 week later, corporate came in and did their inspection. Corporate had no issues. So this is inspection number 3, which was the corporate inspection. They had no issues. The housing or tenant coordinator, as she's called, comes in today and basically just rips us apart. And I mean, my brothers and I, and my brothers are our caregivers, we spent,
24 hours?
well, overall weekend, it was like 48.
Yeah, something like 48, 50 some hours. Just cleaning.
And mind you, on top of all this, we spent $100 for totes because the totes that we bought were $25 a piece, and we bought 4 of them. And we straightened out our closets. We straightened out the living room, and we straightened out the kitchen to the best of our ability. Now, mind you, the building does provide downstairs storage. In the form of, I think they're 9 by 14 storage cages.
Yeah, I think so.
In the form of, 9 by 14 storage cages. Now, all of those cages are currently unavailable. So everything that we have to store has to be stored in our spare bedroom. And I don't know about the rest of you, but we are on a fixed income. So I'm not exactly in a position where I can just throw something away because I just don't have the room for it. And I'm not going to do that.
No. What really pissed me off was when she told you that your vintage bottle collection that you've spent years accumulating and trying to find and trying to collect. She just said, "Oh, they're empty. They're taking up space. Throw them away."
Yeah, I wasn't even going to get into that, but that's a good point. Um, Now, like I said, we can't even get into our spare bedroom. Not because it's overcrowded, but because the doorways are not even wide enough. I can't even physically get into our damn bathroom. And don't even get me started on the super amazing maintenance ability of this building, and I hope you can cut that sarcasm with a knife.
Oh, the joys of our maintenance.
You know, and with that being said, I wouldn't have necessarily been as pissed off as I am right now if they actually took care of the building. I've seen crack houses in better condition than what this building is in.
We have some tenants in this building that the sorry excuse for extermination service won't even go into because it's so nasty in there. And the management doesn't tell these people, "I'm sorry, you're in violation of your lease. You need to get out."
Now, those of you that have been with the channel for a long time know the issue that I had with Boston Store, the previous building that I was in. They were trying to kick me out, and they weren't this ridiculous. In my honest opinion, I think what they are trying to do is make this a 65 plus building. And with tenants like us in there, for them to, well, properly legally do it, they would have to help us relocate. And I think they don't want to spend the money to do it. So they are hassling people like us to where we'll just say fuck it and move out. And unfortunately, they've done that with us. And I mean, we're looking now. We've said, fuck it, we're moving out. But that doesn't mean they've won.
Not at all. Pokes a sleeping giant enough times, it'll wake up and cause a storm.
Because whether I do it through legal means or I do it through you guys, people are going to know what's going on here and what they are doing to people like us. Because it's not right and it's not fair. I don't ever want you guys to get into a situation like that. So if you're going to get into public housing, do your research first. Be aware of building policies. Because being aware of building policies, you know when your management is doing something illegal, which is they are. Because my private property and how I keep my private property is none of their business. I just want you guys to be careful because I don't want you guys to get in a situation like this. Like I said, we're probably going to do another video here in another week or two uh, explaining why I don't advocate renting at all. I can't stand renting. And we'll get into that. And I'll explain what I've gone into in renting 12 years and maybe some things that you guys can do to avoid that. But with that being said, I want you guys to know that I love each and every one of you out there. I know there's not a lot of you, but I love every one of you. And together, we can make a difference.
We'll make waves together and we'll change this. I know all our lives, the majority of us has been hearing the, oh, you're in this situation, you can't do this. You're in this situation, you can't do this. You're in this situation, you can't do this. It's about time that we stand together and say, oh, yes, we can.
But with that being said, I love you guys. I read my comments, so if you have anything that you want to ask me about, go ahead and leave it in the comments. However, you know, you guys know me. I'm not a drama machine. If you have constructive criticism, that's fine. But any straight out negative comments will be ignored and you will be blocked from the channel. Have a great night, guys.
Love y'all. Good night.